So I find videoing for YouTube a week in the life quite tricky, because how much do you put in there? What do you put everything in there? What do you do? Do you just leave the camera rolling in the corner like Big Brother? And the other thing that I also have to remember about recording is I very often just work in my pyjamas. Like, I don't wear a bra. I'm just in pyjamas all the time. When you work at home, you end up like that. And I think I can't be recording myself in my pyjamas for YouTube. So it's a really funny thing, this whole videoing yourself. A really odd thing. Here I am at Assembly Art, setting up for Unleash Your Wild Creative Woman. It's a course that I've been running, and it runs for 6 weeks, and we're on week 3, and this is the amazing room. So I'm just currently getting all the equipment out and setting up the table ready for the lovely ladies to come, and we're going to have so much fun today. We're going to do some neurographic art and then create a painting of a lotus flower. So I'm really excited how the day is going to pan out, and I love it in this building. It's really lovely. Lots and lots of hours are spent sat at the computer doing all sorts of things: editing, emailing, newsletters, social media posts, updating websites, updating Etsy. Today I am packing orders and looking at the proofs for the autumn zine. When they get sent off the printers, this is what they look like, and you have to approve them to make sure that they're all right, and then they get sent off to be printed. So just looking through them, I really get a beautiful feeling when I look at things that I've made. It like just fills me with so much joy that I created that. I always find that sitting down on the computer, I get a numb bum. So every now and again, I have a little dance break. I wish I could play the music that I was dancing to, but I would be in trouble for copyright because it's a famous song. I wonder if you can guess which song it is by my movements. That'd be quite funny. Pop it in the comments if you think you know what song it is that I'm singing and badly dancing to.
and yeah, let's start.
Are we going to go 3, 2, 1?
Yeah. 3, 2, 1.
Hello. So we're coming from my hand fasting.
Yes,
so
very special day. It's Sunday, and that means it's the second to the last Wild Creative Woman creative workshop today. We're all set up at Assembly Arts. When I say we, it's just me. I'm set up at Assembly Arts. And today it's all about transformational butterflies and making mixed media. So the room's all set up. It's a beautiful sunny day out here in Lancaster, but it's cold. It's really cold. You can see over the rooftops out there. So yeah, I'm just waiting for the ladies to arrive. I'm gonna make myself a cup of tea and just ground myself a little bit. Look at this sun. It's lovely. Yeah, just ground myself a little bit before the ladies come, and then we'll have a lovely day of creativity. It's also the music festival here in Blackpool. See, I lived there that long. It's a music festival here in Lancaster, and there's a harpist coming to play in this building this afternoon, so that'll be lovely. Oh, you've got the shadow of my phone. That'll be really lovely to listen to that this afternoon, so we'll probably have a little pause with our creativity and go downstairs and listen to the harpist for a bit. So I hair off my cardigan. So I hope you've had a lovely weekend and week. It's been crazy. It's been really crazy here, but really good, and I'm really grateful for such a fulfilling and happy life with amazing people. Yeah, it's just, my heart's really full, but I am looking forward to tomorrow, which I was going to say it's my day off. It isn't my day off. I've got orders to pack, post office run to do, and something else. I've got to record a video tomorrow as well, a different video to this video. It's one for my Patreons for Art Club. So yeah, it's not going to be a day off. But it's a chill day at home, apart from the post office run. So by the time you're watching this, that'll already be done. And hopefully on Tuesday, what have I got on Tuesday? Oh no, I'm meeting a couple of ladies for like a business chat on Tuesday. It never stops. Hello from the studio. This has been a crazy week. Like, it's been amazing, absolutely amazing, but so many things have happened. I've been to a hand fasting, I had friends over, the washing machine, new one got delivered because the old one flooded the kitchen. We've moved all the furniture for the washing machine to come in, and then I've organised all of the shelves. So this is where I keep all the stock, all the zines and everything. Reorganised everything because we had to move all this out for the washing machine to get past. Which is much better because everything's in some kind of order now. And then I was teaching all day yesterday at the Unleash Your Wild Creative Woman workshop, which is why there's a bag on the table. There's actually lots of these bags dotted all around, and they're full of all art supplies. So it was all about butterflies yesterday, and we made some butterfly hangers, which are really quite cute, and butterfly canvases. It was all about transformation. Butterflies are all about transformation and change, and they're a really lovely symbol to work with. So that's what we was doing all yesterday, and the ladies that came really enjoyed it. We used lots of different sparkly things, and yeah, loads of different materials. So I've got to unpack all of these today and put my studio back together, which this is the trouble when you've got your studio at home and you're using the same equipment that you'd use for your own art practice. When you're doing workshops, it's like every week I've got to unpack, put it all away, and then pack again to take it back again. And because it's it's different art materials each time, I can't just leave it packed, you know, for the next week. To be honest, I will be glad when it's finished with, not because it's not been lovely, it has, and I love the ladies that are on the course as well. It's just this every week, like unpacking, packing away, unpacking, packing away. And I think it's little things like this that people don't realise happens, you know, behind the scenes. So I kind of want to talk a little bit about being a full-time artist and what that looks like and how different it is to different people. There are some artists that just paint, and can you even see me there? You couldn't see me, could you? You could hear me, but you couldn't see me. I'm just tidying up this stuff. So there are some artists that just paint and sell in galleries, and they're the ones that maybe have been discovered and things like that, or they've already got quite a bit of money and a big team of people. Because this is an interesting thing that I don't know if you know, that big artists, I won't name any names, but big, you know, like really famous ones, they actually have a team of people that do all the work for them. So they'll design things and stuff and do all the prep bit for it. But then they've got loads of different artists. Like back in the day when it used to be the old masters, you know, like Leonardo da Vinci and stuff like that, they'd have a big team. They'd be like the master, and then they'd have this big team of people who did all the paintings for them. So that's a very different kind of artist than somebody like me, for example, or other people that you might see on YouTube, that works for themselves, that don't have a team of people. We're people that do everything, basically. All the admin, all the books, all the social media, all the actual painting, delivery, packages, orders. That's a little bit stuck. You know, like absolutely everything. So that's very different. So I just wanted to bring that awareness in, just in case you didn't know, really, because some people don't. So life as an artist, it isn't, and I'm only speaking from my own experience. So everything I talk about is from my own personal experience and what I think and what I believe. So this isn't fact of everything and everybody, and everybody's completely different. So I just wanted to make that clear that this is just my opinion and my experiences so far that's happened. Okay. So do you know what I've really realised? That I can't actually keep a train of thought going in my head while I'm doing other things. I just can't do it because I'm a bit like, right, okay. Maybe I should sit down with a cup of tea and tell you about art. Let's do that. That's better. The studio is all reset now. Everything's back to where it's meant to be. That feels much better. It feels like I can actually get on with some work. So yeah, talking about being a full-time artist. So this looks different to everybody. Everybody has a different life, a different story, different outgoings, different responsibilities. So this is just about me. And in the beginning, a long time ago, when I was making toys and handmade clothes and cushions, I did it, and I enjoyed parts of the process of it, but I didn't actually love it. Like, I didn't think, oh my God, this is what I want to do. Like, it didn't feel like peace and meditation. A lot of the time, I would sit in front of my sewing machine and be like, I've got to do this thing, like I've got to make this dress, or I've got to do this thing. And it didn't fill me with that joy. It didn't, it didn't nourish my soul. And I thought that you had to do something like that to earn money, or get a proper job. And when I was at uni, I did a BA fine art degree at uni. I was quite surprised. I did this in my 40s, so it's not like I was young or anything, but I was quite surprised by the teachers and the experts that they had come in for career day. Excuse me, I want to cough. They had experts that came in for career day, and basically they said that you have to do something like be a teacher and do your art on the side, or, you know, make it in a gallery or something like this. There was nothing like in between. And what I found is that you need multiple streams of income, because you can't actually rely on one type of income. So my multiple streams of income are, I have a Patreon site, which I'm really grateful for. And on Patreon, I offer different rewards for each tier, and then I get paid for those, like a subscription kind of thing, like a membership subscription. So I have my Patreon, and that's growing, which is amazing. I am not monetized on YouTube yet. I don't have enough watch hours, but eventually, hopefully, when I've got enough watch hours, this could be a stream of income too. And I sell on Etsy, so I sell zines, planners, journals, art, prints, postcards, stationery, those kind of things on Etsy. And I put on workshops and sometimes courses. I also have events, like one-off events. So I do a women's full moon circle online. I used to do it in person as well. I might restart that actually. Now it's becoming colder, I might actually restart that here. Just for a small intimate group, you know. And yeah, I put on one-off events. So this week we've got it's called Brews and Brushes, painting at my friend's shop, Cindy. And so we're going to do Brews and Brushes, which is like a paint along course workshop. It's just one evening, and that's painting the full moon. So we've got that this week, and then next week I'm doing it's called Inspiring Women. Over the years I've met so many inspiring, amazing women that are just, I don't know, they just blow my mind how fantastic they are. So I've invited everyone that I know in that category into a room all together, and I just think it's going to be marvellous. It's like a little bit like networking, but not networking. I don't really like networking, it's a weird thing. So we've got that, and I probably won't actually be making any money on that because I've paid to hire the room because it's a big room. And people are chipping in a £5 each, which is amazing. And it might cover the room cost or it might not. I don't know yet. So that's not like a money making thing. That's a thing of, I'm inspired by all these women and I want them to be inspired by each other. It's just something that I love to do. I love getting communities and groups of people together. I really love that. So yeah, that's next week. So having multiple streams of income is really good, because if one is quiet, you've still got the other one to come in. And I do commissions as well for paintings, and logos and branding design. Occasionally I'll do a website design for somebody, but I have to know them and like them and gel with them, because you need that interaction. So that's just a very, very rarely. And I do very few in-person events selling my zines and things, because over the years I've discovered that unless it's a really tailored event to what you're doing, you can just sit there all day for nothing, and I can't be doing that. I can't bear it anymore. So I do the Witches Revival every year, which is fantastic, and also the Punk Festival as well. I've been invited to do workshops there, so that's really fantastic. That was my tummy. I don't know if the microphone picked up my tummy making a noise. You need to be quiet. You've had your porridge this morning. Yeah, so doing it in different ways, and maybe somebody will come and say, oh, can you design me a book cover, or can you edit this book that I'm going to publish, or random things. And I'm just open to all opportunities, and I'm open to whatever the universe brings to me. That's how I work a lot, really. And I just trust in that. And I know that sounds a bit, I don't know, airy-fairy, or like, how can you just trust in that money will come and that you'll be supported and all your needs will be met? I trust it because it's always happened. I trust it because even in the direst moments where it's been like, I don't even know if I can pay my rent this month, something amazing always happens, and I can. Like, I've never missed a rent payment, ever, in all the years that I've been renting since I was 18. So it's like, I just trust that it will happen, because it does. It always does. If I could, in my dream life, just paint paintings, that's what I'd do. I'd just paint paintings. If I could, in my dream life, I paint the paintings, I take them to a gallery. It's a gallery in Norway where we visited, and I just loved it. I have that vision in my head. I'd take them to the gallery, and she would go, oh, marvellous, thank you very much. Here's your cheque, or your, whatever, I've paid it into your bank, your money for your paintings. And I'd be like, thank you. And then that would be the easiest process, because I love painting paintings. I don't love the shipping part of the paintings. I have shipped to Korea, to America, to Australia, to Singapore. I have shipped big paintings all over, and that process of the packaging and the dealing with the shipping bit, I just really don't like that. So unless somebody came along and went, I'll do that bit for you, then that's my vision of like just dropping them off at a gallery. The other thing that I do as well, for income, is have my products in other people's shops. And this has been brilliant. This has been really brilliant. And so I'm in a shop called Portal Leith in Leith, Scotland. I'm in Following the Joy in Chorley. I'm also in Zine Freak in Lancaster. And I've got some things in Sage and Time in Lancaster as well. And I think that's a really good thing. I would like to be in a couple more shops, I think. Maybe in the south, that'd be nice, because they're all up north at the moment. So I'm calling that in, a couple of shops in the south, please, that would be perfectly suited for my work. And I find that's really brilliant, having that extra income that comes in randomly, you know. So I think that's the thing. I think if you're starting out and you're wondering what to do or how to get somewhere, and you're just like, oh, I've opened an Etsy shop and I'm not really selling very much on Etsy. What am I going to do? The idea is that you have multiple streams of income. I have noticed in the Etsy forums for the past couple of months, people are panicking a little bit that they're not having the sales that they would like, and they don't know what to do, and they automatically think that they need to go and get a job somewhere. And it's about diversifying your talents and diversifying your skills and what you've got to offer, because you've got loads to offer. If you're creative, get creative. Do you know what I mean? Like, there's so many things that you can offer. And yes, it's lots of work and doing this and doing that and doing the other. But at the end of the day, I'd rather be doing this than working in a supermarket, for example, with all the beepy tills and all the lights and all the noise of the customers talking. And do you know, I'd much rather be doing what I do, even in the moments where I think, oh my gosh, I'm so tired. And in those moments, I've really started to tune in to what my needs are. So for a long time, I was very much in my masculine. I was a single mum for 8 years to 3 boys before I met Tom. This was 18 years ago. And I had to be in my masculine because I was a mum and dad for all that time. So I was very much in that driven, pushing forward, thrusting forward, push, push, push. And it lingered afterwards into my business and into our relationship, actually, into Tom and I's relationship too. It lingered in that way. And then recently, probably in the past year, maybe over the past year, I've started to really look at that and started to balance that feminine. So I tried to step fully into the feminine and not the masculine, and it was all a bit like, oh, I just flowed through the day. And it was lovely, it was really lovely, but hardly anything got done. And yeah, my income soon stopped trickling in because I was just like, oh, I'll just paint and dance and it's amazing. But that was lovely to do. And then I was like, okay, I need a balance of the masculine and the feminine. So feminine's very open to receiving. Think of it physically. Think of how feminine, not femininity. Think of how our feminine bodies are open to receiving. And our masculine bodies are about thrusting. So you can see it, you can see the visual, you can see where I'm going. And it's this same thing in when you're running your business. So you've got to have a little bit of the masculine, I feel, to make things happen. But you've also got to be in your feminine to allow the flow, to be open to receive. So it's this really delicate balance. And what I found is that if I've been fully pushing in the masculine for a while, I get burnt out, I get ill, and then I need at least a week off to just recover and rest. And that's not good. That's not a good energy to be in. So this is a really nice energy at the moment that I feel that actually, if I am doing things and I am pushing forward and I've got things to do, I'll do it. But then at the same time, I'll be like, okay, and now it's time for just a nap. Or now it's time to go and walk in nature. Or you know, now it's time to literally just lie on my bed with my weighted blanket and just listen to a meditation. And it's not a reward because I've done the work. It's not that. It's not a reward. We shouldn't reward ourselves with self-care. It is a knowing that this is important. This is important to my well-being. This is important to my business, because if I am burnt out and can't do anything, then what's going to happen then? You know. So I really love that gentle flow of the energy, in and out, in and out. And that's the same for everything. What you give, you receive. What you receive, you give back. Same with money. If you've got money and you just hold on to it like a miser, like look at Scrooge, for example, the film Scrooge, where he just held on to his money. He might have been rich monetary, but his life wasn't rich. And then as soon as he started to be generous and having the flow of the money coming in and the money going out, he got so much more. His life became so much fuller and so much better. And I think it's that thing of, we are in a much better position now than we were when years ago I was on benefits, and you know, we only had 12 quid to feed a family of 5. I mean, that's bonkers when I think of it now. Especially the way that the prices have gone up now. There's no way you could do that. We are in a much better position, not a financial position. It's all relevant, I think, because I will be honest, I've got massive credit card debt that I'm paying off because I didn't have money for printing. I didn't have money for when the dog went to the vet or the car breaking down. I didn't plan ahead for those things, and that's taught me a lesson. That's what I need to do. I need to plan ahead and have a safety net of something in case something happens like that. So it's not that financially I'm really wealthy, but holistically, spiritually, mentally, I am really wealthy. I live in a beautiful house. It's rented. We don't own the house. I live in a beautiful house. I've made it beautiful myself. Like, I've created this space. It's got good bones. Let's say that it's got good bones. The landlord's really lovely, which is a very rare thing. Got really good neighbours. They're quiet. And just kind. They're just kind. We have got a tiny little yard, and I've made it as best as I can to be beautiful. We don't have a front garden, which I'd really like a little front garden, because we're straight out onto the street. We live in a nice city now, where there's trees and there's nature, and it's just a 10-minute walk into town, and there's lots of independent places in town. There's a really nice network of creativity that happens in the town. If you want to be part of it, there's lots going on. We're 10 minutes in the other direction to a big park, which is fantastic for taking Badger out. There's my tummy again. Always remember this, don't eat porridge and then record a video. So in that way, we are wealthy. In the relationship I have with Tom, been together for 18 years, we've come to a place now where we are really in balance with each other, very in tune with each other's needs. Practicing Tantra has been massively part of that, to get that understanding. So I think that you don't have to have lots of money to be happy. I think money helps you to be happy in the way that it gives you experiences. It means that you can go out and have food or go on holiday and things like that. I'm not saying that you don't need it. Of course we need it. We all need it. And for things like being able to choose to buy organic potatoes over non-organic potatoes. Obviously, you need more money for that. So I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is, though, allowing it to flow in and out and in and out. And that's because it's energy. We're energy. We need to flow in and out and in and out. Everything needs to flow. Like our cycles. Our cycles are always flowing and moving, aren't they? Our hormones are always flowing and moving. Everything is. Water. Water's a brilliant thing of this to watch. Watch the sea. How it flows in and out and in and out. It's like that's the natural order of things, this flow. So if you want to be a full-time artist, you have to think of this being in flow with your own needs. How do you step into that role that best suits you? You might want to be a teacher and do art on the side. You might want to just get in a gallery and that's your main focus, and that's, go for it. That's what you want to do. And this doesn't apply just to artists. This applies to everybody. No matter what job you're offering or what you're doing or how you're self-employed, I've really felt that the past few years have been such a eye-opening game changer in the way that it's like this knowledge has finally settled in me that we need to step into our needs and be grateful for everything that we've got. I've always, I've known about gratitude for a long time. I create those beautiful gratitude journals, didn't I, that sold out. Which I would love to get printed again, but it was like £800 for the printing. It's a lot to have books and things printed if you can't buy in massive volume. They might come back, we'll see. Being in gratitude for everything that you've already got now, everything that you're already experiencing now. Setting your intentions in the morning before you get out of bed. Picking what is my day today? What do I want to call in today? What do I want to bring into my awareness, into my life? Is that more joy? Is that more laughter today? Do I want to win something? Do I want to call in an opportunity, unexpected income? I think about that before I open my eyes, and it's a really lovely, just a kind of like a little knowing, and just putting my order in to the universe. Do you remember did you do this as a kid? When I was a kid, we used to get the Argos catalogue. When we were kids, we were super poor. After my dad left, we didn't even have carpets and stuff like that a lot of the time. But my mum always cooked us meals. We always had clothes. We always had water, hot water. We always had fire. It was like we were looked after. We weren't like poor and unloved or unlooked after. We were really looked after. But me and my sisters used to get the Argos catalogue, and we'd sit there and we'd pick out of the catalogue. We'd allow ourselves to have one thing off each page each, and we'd be like, yes, I'll have that, yes, I'll have that, yes, I'll have that. Now, we knew at some level that wasn't going to happen because my mum didn't have the money to make it happen. But that wishing and dreaming was there that maybe something had happened. And my auntie was my mum's best friend. She wasn't actually my real auntie, but we used to call her auntie. And she had an older daughter, and the older daughter used to pass down things to us, and it was amazing. And one year we got lots of Cindy's, a Cindy car, a Cindy bath set, wardrobe, bed, all that kind of, oh my gosh, I thought all my dreams came true that time with, and that was kind of like looking in the Argos catalogue and going, oh, I want that, oh, I'll have that, oh, this. And then all this stuff came. It was really lovely. So I kind of love that idea now of being an adult and having almost like an imaginary Argos catalogue, but instead of Argos, it's the universe. And you can just ask the universe, I'd like that, please. I'd like to bring that in, please. The other day, my intention in the morning was, I'm going to win something today. That was my intention. I don't know where it came from. It just popped in my head. I was like, I'm going to win something today. And then later on, I rang up a magazine subscription that I was subscribed to and said, I'd really like to cancel it, please. To be honest, it's not that I couldn't afford to carry the subscription on. I could if I wanted to. It's that I wasn't getting the most out of it. So for the money that I was paying out, what I was receiving, I wasn't getting the most out of it in the way that I didn't have. I was going to say I didn't have the time. I did have the time. I do have the time if I chose to have the time. I'd rather spend my time on doing something else than reading this magazine subscription. And I rang up and I said, please can I cancel? And she said, oh, we can offer it you for a lesser rate for a few months. And I was like, no, it's fine. I'd like to cancel, please. And she said, all right, we'll give it you free till March. I was like, pardon? She said, we'll just keep sending it you till March because by then you might have changed your mind. I was like, oh, okay then. So it wasn't that I won something in the sense of I entered a competition and won, but I got a free subscription until March. And I was like, this is amazing. Then later on, my friend texted and said, do you still make your own oat milk? I said, no, I stopped because it just all sinks to the bottom of the cup and it's not great. I said, but have you seen those milky plants? If you don't know what a milky plant is, it's a machine where you can make your own plant milk in it. And it's got massive good reviews and I've wanted one for ages, absolutely ages. And last time I had some money to buy one, they were all sold out. So I said, have you seen these milky plants? I really love one. And she went, I've got one, you can have it. I was like, no effing way. She was like, yes effing way. I was like, oh my God, really? She said, yeah, I'll bring it tonight when I come to see you. I was like, oh my God. So in that day, it wasn't that I won a competition, but I got a free subscription to a magazine till March. We're now in October, so that's quite a lot of issues. And I got a free milky plant machine to make my own plant milk. And not only that, she brought a giant bag of oats as well. A huge, giant bag of oats. So I can make oat milk. So setting those intentions in a morning is such a lovely thing to do. And being open to whatever that looks like, whatever that is. I just love that. So I hope this has been useful to listen to. I kind of gone off on a few tangents, I think. But it's just a lot of things that I've been thinking about. And yeah, what's sprung to mind lately that I wanted to share with you. And to know that every day is completely different as a self-employed person. You know, one minute you can be designing on your iPad and the next minute you can be painting a massive mural on somebody's wall. You know, it's completely different and each week looks different as well. Some weeks it looks boring. All you're doing is packing orders and going to the post office and not really creating anything. And then on other weeks you are creating loads of things. It just depends. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed watching. I hope that you will gain some kind of insight for your own work and your own practice. And I'd love to hear about your own practice in the comments. And I'd love to see your day in the life, week in the life videos as well. So if you've got a YouTube channel, please pop it in the comments, because I love connecting with other creative people. And yeah, until next time, I'll see you soon.